Hey Nishant, what's up? Two things for you. One right away question for you. Rate the returns of KD, Kyrie, Steph. How would you arrange them in order?
I'd say they're a solid. Kyrie looks like he never missed a game. So let's
Yeah.
just give him like fully satisfied. Is that a 10? Sure. That does that mean his play was a 10? It's as good as it can be. No. But does he look like he's back to his best? Absolutely. It looks like he never had time off. So I think Kyrie came off the strongest of the lot.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Steph's shot, the mechanics, they all seemed still a little rusty. I think he might need a game or two more. And quite frankly, I don't blame him given the kind of team he's got surrounding him. It
Yeah.
couldn't possibly be motivating to play with those guys. They'll take a while to figure out how to ease all of the new guys, how to set their team up right, and Draymond comes back and all that. So Steph was probably the most underwhelming. Kyrie looked like he never skipped a day, and it
Mm-hmm.
looks like he's been playing in Brooklyn since forever.
Mm-hmm.
KD looked good. KD, what's very reassuring, though I'd say not as much as Kyrie, but KD still looked good. Maybe give him a game or two, and he's back to his usual self.
Mm-hmm.
What's reassuring is not only was none of us were expecting KD to forget how to shoot. Right, he's KD.
Right.
When you're that automatic, it's like swimming. You learn it once, you have it for life.
Right.
But uh, what was heartening to see was the aggression with which he put the ball on the floor and he was driving to the rim. Now, if he's
Right.
confident enough to drive to the rim and he can drive to the rim and finish at the rim, then that's pretty much his full set of offense back, and it's only a matter of time before he builds up fitness to go all guns blazing. The only thing that remains is to see if he can bring back his old defensive intensity, but that's got to only be tested when they're playing a team better than the Warriors were last night. So I'd say Kevin Durant somewhere in between. Steph Curry easily
Mm-hmm.
the most underwhelming, but I'd give him a game or two and wait until his teammates all come back. And Kyrie easily looked the most impressive of the lot.
Right. Let's get right into the game. Brooklyn dominated the game right from the word go. They took out a big lead right from the first quarter and
Yeah.
stuck by it till the end. And Warriors were never in it. And that team showed that they're real contenders, didn't they? I mean, because we're talking about this team has never played together. They'll take some time to gel in and whatnot. It didn't look like it. They played 15 players on the court first of all,
Yeah.
and right from the word go, they dominated. They looked like a championship team because they looked unbeatable. Kyrie and KD, whenever they got the ball, they looked like getting buckets, and their support cast was great as well. Karis LeVert had a great game. Dinwiddie did well whenever he's on. DeAndre Jordan was his usual physical self. So, do they look like legible contenders this season? I know it's too early, but what were your takeaways from this?
I'd hold my judgment until a game or two more because
Mm-hmm.
they they look good. Don't get me wrong, but they were playing a Golden State Warriors team that was just miserable in general, but piss pathetic on defense. So I really don't think any of them were tested to the extent that they should have been. And you'll
Mm-hmm.
see that in they took fewer shots, Brooklyn, right? Because they
Yep.
they didn't need to take as many shots and they didn't need to work as much to get a good shot off. They were getting good looks consistently, getting left open for
Right.
shots. And the kind of dribbling skills that these guys, all of them can put the ball on the floor. Kevin Durant can, Kyrie can, Dinwiddie can, Karis LeVert absolutely can. And so they were dribbling circles around the Golden State defense, and Golden State had no shape, no form, no scheme to really keep up. So they weren't really tested. I wouldn't read too much into this. They looked impressive for sure, but I'll hold judgment on whether they can legitimately be contenders or not until they actually face a well organized defense, something like a Milwaukee or even a
Mm-hmm.
Miami or a Boston. Then we'll talk.
Yes,
Even
Boston's coming
Toronto,
up for
good
them.
enough. I'm sorry, was that?
Boston's coming up for them on Christmas Day, so
Yeah,
that'll
so
be a
that's
good
correct.
evaluation of their legibility.
Absolutely. I really hope Boston bring their A game to that and not start off slow because that'll be a cracker of a match. And that's a true test of Brooklyn and what they can do. But one good takeaway, one thing that we possibly learned from this match was you look at the bench and the way they're all cohesive, regardless of who's on the floor and who's on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
It really looks like that's a tight unit. Um,
Right.
Now, some of that could be early season put on, some of that could lose its sheen by mid-season, but the early signs are great. Where I'd be a little hesitant is we saw this from the Clippers too last season until it all fell apart.
Right.
So So I'd reserve judgment again on that, but the early signs look good. At least team chemistry wise, it looks like they're all one cohesive unit, and that's that's a great sign to see.
It might also be possible that this team is not done yet, right? They might add James Harden to this unit for, of course, some of the pieces, Dinwiddie,
Yeah.
Jarrett Allen, who was also good yesterday,
Mhm.
and Karis LeVert, who was mighty impressive. He got on 20 points. Now, if the James Harden deal goes through,
Mhm.
and you add James Harden to this team where Kyrie Irving and KD, they were passing the ball. Now with James Harden, you have to change your entire style of play. You got to give him the ball, and then he uses up the entire shot clock, and then he puts on a shot. The whole gameplay is going to be
Yeah.
disrupted, right? So you
Yeah.
you you don't think that's going to be a good move for Brooklyn? Do you think they should still pursue the James Harden thing?
Given how they played, I really don't think they're going to benefit from bringing in James Harden. I know it looks great. It looks like an overkill on paper, and it probably is. From whatever we've seen from James Harden so far, except when he was as yet unproven, except when he was still a sixth man trying to get a look in. Ever since Harden became a regular starter, I don't think he ever gave anyone the impression that he is willing to make adjustments to his game for the benefit of the team. Didn't see it, not once.
Mm-hmm.
Defense, very rarely. Offense, hardly ever. It's always he gets the ball, it's his shot clock, and you live or die by the outcome. But it's Harden that does it all. That kind of approach has a problem, right? Even Kobe Bryant had to learn to tame that down a bit, to dial it back, involve his teammates more. Michael Jordan had to learn this. All of the greats that won anything had to learn how to blend in the team a bit with their ISO play. And Harden is one of those ISO ball players, right? And he's never given the impression that he can make that adjustment. Part of this could be that Houston pampered him to no end,
Mm-hmm.
but if that's going to take a learning curve from a superstar in his 30s, I'm not sure there's a guarantee that he'll be able to pull it off and blend in with this team. And when it's a team that's already a bunch of pieces added into an existing lineup and they're trying to figure out their team chemistry, the last thing you want is your entire offense to deal with this superstar. Because when you have Harden, now there's pressure to involve him in the offense, right? But to what extent? How does that affect your schemes? Is there still the same fluid off the ball movement that they had today? I don't think there is. And if there's not, then I don't see why they would benefit from adding James Harden, because what is it that he can do that Kyrie and Durant together cannot? Is it not a zero-sum game, their offense, where Harden will come in and take some share of points that they would otherwise anyway score? I don't see
Right.
what additionally he brings to the table. Now, if Harden was the kind of player that would improve them immensely on defense, I think, okay, like if this was a question of, let's say it's not Harden, let's say we're talking about
Mm-hmm.
Kawhi Leonard. Do they
Mm-hmm.
want to add Kawhi Leonard to this team?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd even go so far as saying, let's try KD out at the four, despite his physical frailty, maybe coming back from injury.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring in Kawhi, right? Because he's a major boost on defense and he's an elite offensive player. That makes sense.
Right.
Harden's a liability on defense and possibly a liability on offense in a team that relies on fluid off the ball movement and in general, just team ball and ball movement. So, having seen what we've seen, I
Mm-hmm.
think they should take a pass on the James Harden trade.